बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम वसल्लल्लाहु अला नबीयिल करीम रब्बिश रह ली सदरी वयस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़्दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। The topic for this day is the problem of suffering. The problem of suffering. There are so many people who are obsessed with this notion that suffering is a problem. But according to my study and my experience, I can say that suffering is not a problem. Instead, suffering is a blessing. Suffering is an advantage. History proves this notion. There are so many people who were born in suffering, but they became superachievers. It is a fact. In India, it is said that Nehru was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. It is a fact. And then Nehru became the first Prime Minister of India. But there are so many other examples. For instance, let us take Dr. Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam was born in a poor family. This family was living in abject poverty. So they were not in a position to give education to their child. They were not able to pay fee of schools. But Dr. Abdul Kalam rose to the position that he became the President of India, a successful President of India. So I can say that Nehru was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and Abdul Kalam was born with an incentive spoon in his mouth. His condition provide him great incentive, motivation. Although his family's condition was poor, but this poverty inculcated in Abdul Kalam super incentive, super motivation. So this incentive was alternative of all kind of advantages. So I can say that those who are born as a disabled person, those who are called disabled person, they are not disabled person. they are super abled person. Don't call them disabled person. Better to call them super abled person. Why? It is law of nature. It is law of nature. When nature deprives you in some aspect, it gives more in some other aspect. If nature gives wealth to some persons, nature gives incentive and motivation to the other person. This formula is proved by the history. You know, there were so many persons who were born as disabled, but they became like super abled person. For example, Louis Braille of France, Helen Keller of America, and Thomas Alva Edison, well-known scientist. So many other persons. They were born as a disabled person, deaf and dumb and paralyzed. But they did great job. Now what is needed? Then in all such cases, the need is that those people who were born able person, they must provide help to those people. You know, Helen Keller did a great job, but by help from some other people. Such was the case of Louis Braille and Thomas Alva Edison. Thomas Alva Edison was retarded, was declared by his teacher as a retarded boy. But his mother became hero. He proved to be a great helper to his child, to her child. So, if a boy was born as a disabled person, his parents or other friends must provide him all kind of help. This is also a law of nature. You know, according to the law of nature, our society is interdependent society. Interdependent. No one can progress by his lonely effort. It requires cumulative effort, social effort. So interdependence is a law of nature also. No society can develop without following this law of nature. So, if a boy was born as a disabled, at the same time he has some special qualities. So you have to discover that quality and you have to train that quality. Then disability will prove to be a disadvantage for him. This is the law of nature. Every person who was born as a disabled person, he was born with some special advantage. It is a law of nature. I found this reality by studying the Quran. Quran says, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. We created man in difficulties. God Almighty says that we created man with difficulties. But difficulty is not an evil. No. In some other chapter, Quran says, Inna ma'al usri yusra, Inna ma'al usri yusra. With every hardship there is ease. With every hardship there is ease. So although according to the law of nature, man was born in difficulties, but at the same time there are some advantages, some blessings. So we have to discover that advantage, that blessing. Apparently, a person may be a disabled person, but if you try to understand, you will find, you will discover that he has some special qualities. So by availing that special quality, you have to help that person. You have to help that person to avail that special quality. This is a social obligation. When Creator, when a person was born as a disabled person, it is a social responsibility. Every individual is a social responsibility. Every individual, even able person, are a responsibility. So it is an interdependent system. The whole society should work as a unit, as a single unit. So these differences, there are differences in society. There are differences in terms of economy, in terms of physical fitness, in terms of social status. So these differences are not evil, but they provide you chance to help those persons. So when you find that a person was born as a disabled person, you have to provide help, because society is based on interdependent principle. Everyone must provide help to other. So without difference, it was not possible. So Quran says, Inna ma'al usri yusra. With every hardship there is ease. It means when you see that some was born with some some was born as disabled person. You have to believe that at the same time he has some special quality. So you have to discover that quality. And you have to inculcate in that person spirit and courage. You have to train that person. So so I can say that the suffering is not a problem. Suffering is not an evil. It is suffering that gives you incentive. It is suffering that motivates you. You see, take two families, one affluent family and poor family. Take two families, one poor family and one affluent family. You will find that the members of affluent family have less incentive. But the members of poor family have great incentive. And in this world, it is incentive that matters. All those people who have done great jobs, like scientists, philosophers, reformers, they were having super incentive, super motivation. So if you are deprived of motivation, that is not good for you. So affluence deprives you of motivation. That is not good for anyone. Because most important thing is motivation, incentive, and not wealth and not luxuries. You see, there were so many kings and Raja and Maharaja and Nawabs, but you cannot find that any great philosopher was born in such families. Great philosophers, great scientists. No great scientist, no great philosopher was born in a king family, in a Raja family, in a Maharaja family, in a Nawab family. All those great reformers, great philosophers, great scientists were born in poor family. Because poor family gives you incentive. An incentive is more important, and incentive is more important than affluence. It is a fact. It is a fact. So don't say that suffering is an evil, but say that suffering is a method of nature. It is a law of nature. It is a plan of nature. Nature wants to inculcate incentive in every human being. So nature inculcates incentive through differences, through disadvantage, through suffering, through disability. This is the method of nature. It is not evil, it is not disadvantage. It is a method of nature. And history proves that this method of nature always proved to be good for a society. Because all those great works, all those great discoveries, all those great events which we know in history were due to this incentive, this motivation. Those people, those individuals who were born in difficult situation, it is those people who were born in difficult situation, they became hero because that difficulty is inculcated in their personality, incentive, motivation. Without motivation, without difficulties, people are dead. Simply luxury and comfort is not enough. Those people who live in luxury and comfort, they are like dead person. We need something more. We need something more. Simply luxury and comfort are not enough. We need something more, and that is incentive, motivation. So you will find that all those people who rose as a great person, they were born in poor conditions. So according to my experience, suffering is not an evil. All the philosophers were obsessed with this problem, that problem of evil, problem of suffering, problem of disadvantage, problem of, even some people were obsessed with problem of difference. But they fail to understand that this is the law of nature. This is the scheme of nature. This is the method of nature. So if you want to know, if you want to understand this problem, if you want to understand these things, first of all, you have to know the creation plan of the Creator. Before knowing the creation plan of the Creator, you cannot understand all these things. You cannot explain all these things. Because we are not the creator of this world. We are not the creator of all these things. So Creator is God, Almighty. So if we want to explain all these things, all these disparities, all these disadvantages, all these so-called evils, first of all, we must know what is the creation plan of the Creator. After knowing this plan, we can understand, we can explain these situations. You know, in physical world, what is happening in physical world? Creator created ore, O-R-E, ore, but not the machines. You cannot find machines in any mountain or any ocean. So God Almighty created ore. And it was upon man to convert ore in steel, then steel into machine. So is the case of human being. Every man is like ore. Every man is like ore. And it is our duty to discover the meaning of that ore, to discover the meaning of that personality, to discover the meaning of that individual, so that we can turn potential into actual. It is our duty. This is the creation plan of God, to turn the potential into actual. Some people are born with, and this endeavor, this struggle makes us creative. Creator wants to inculcate creativity. The greatest thing in this world is creative thinking, creative mind. So creativity is the most important thing for every person, every human being. And all these differences, all these evils, all these sufferings are necessary to inculcate creativity in every man and woman. Without all these problems, you cannot be trained as a creative person. In a smooth situation, in affluence, you cannot be a creative person. Creativity is outcome of difficulties. Creativity is outcome of difficulties. Without difficulties, there is no creativity. There is a very good saying, some philosophers have said, rightly, that it is not ease but effort, not facility but difficulty that makes men. It is not ease but effort, not facility but difficulty that makes men. It is a fact. Difficulty makes a man Superman. Difficulty and problem makes a man Superman. So you have to understand that all these difficulties, all these problems, including suffering, are method of nature. It is not evil. So there is no alternative, no substitute. We have to follow the creation plan of the Creator. We cannot produce another world. It is not possible for us. We are creature and not creator. So we have to adjust with this method. We have to adjust with this law of nature. If we want to turn our potential into actual, we have to adjust with this system. You know, everyone was born as a superhuman being. Everyone has a mind. You know, mind has great potentials. Every individual mind is a miracle. Every individual mind has enormous potentials. But all these potentials are in dormant position. It is our duty to turn this potential into actual. So everyone was born as a superhuman being, but as an ore. We have to discover this ore, this potential qualities, and we have to turn this quality into actual. So don't go to complain, don't go to protest. Don't blame the nature. Don't blame the nature. Don't blame the Creator. Don't blame God. But understand the scheme of God. Don't blame God Almighty. Don't blame the Creator. But try to understand what is the plan of the Creator. What is the method of nature? By following this method, we can achieve everything. According to my belief, according to my experience, everyone is born as a super achiever. Potentially, everyone is a super achiever. Potentially, everyone is a super achiever. But how to turn this potential into actual? By effort, by understanding, by adjustment. Complaint is meaningless. People generally complain, protest, but it is worthless. We have no choice other than to understand the creation plan of God. Complaint and protest is not a choice. It is futile. No scientist complained that Creator created ore but not machines. No such scientist you can find everywhere who is engaged in complaint why Creator created ore but not machine. No. He takes ore as a potential. So is the case of human being. Why complain? Why protest? Every human being, every individual has enormous qualities, enormous potential. So discover this potential. Even so-called disabled person have enormous qualities. There are ample examples in history. Some examples are well known and some others are not so well known, but there are. In every city, in every village, you can find such examples. I think that Braille and Helen Keller and Edison were not exceptions. There are so many Helen Kellers, so many Brailles, so many Edisons. But these people are well known. They were recorded in history. But there are so many persons who did great job, although they were not recorded in history. I personally know many persons, men and women both, who were not recorded in history. They are not well known. But I know personally that although they were born in difficult situations, they were born as a disabled person, but they did great job in their family, in their society. in their institutions. So I can say that the first thing we lack is understanding. We start from our mind. It is not correct. We have to start from the creation plan of God. We start thinking from our own mind. It is not correct way to start. It is not correct way of thinking. First of all, we have to know what is in the Creator's mind. Then we can understand the Creator's plan, Creator's scheme, Creator's method, and by following it, we can achieve all those things we require. So, the greatest need for us is to save ourselves from negativity. Negativity. The majority of people are living in negativity. They take things as a negative. The most important thing is positive thinking. Negative thinking is like killing, like self-killing. Negative thinking is like self-killing. The most important thing is positive thinking. But how it is possible? Because we are living in negative items. Everywhere there are negative items. So we have to evolve that quality by which we can turn the negativity into positivity. Positive thinking can be achieved only through this ability to convert the negativity into positivity. If you are lacking this ability, you cannot be a positive thinker. Positive thinking is the ability to convert negativity into positivity. Because by living in a society, we are not living alone in this world. We are living with others, with other peoples. And everyone is different from us. Everyone has his own interest. Everyone has his own problem. So we are compelled to live in a society where everyone is different from us. Everyone has some special problem, some special interest. So it is impossible to have a smooth situation in the society. Every society is like a jungle. Ideal society is not achievable in this world. So you have to live in this jungle. You have to live with all kind of negative items. Then how to attain positivity? The only way is to evolve that kind of ability by which you can convert negativity into positivity. So this is the key to all kinds of solutions. If you are a positive thinker, you can understand everything. But if you are a negative thinker, you can't understand anything. Negative thinking makes you blind. Negative thinking makes you blind. So save yourself from being victim of negativity. Is most important point. According to my study and my experience, the most important ability is positivity. If you are a positive thinker, then you are able to achieve anything. All those superachievers were positive thinkers. No superachievers was a negative thinker. I have studied a book the title was Superachievers. I found that all these superachievers were able to turn disadvantage into advantage. They were able to turn negativity into positivity. So superachiever is not an easy job. It's a difficult job. If you want to be a superachiever, you must know that the first condition is positive thinking. All kind of achievements begins from this point, from positive thinking. So don't see things as a problem. Don't see things as a suffering. Don't see things as a disadvantage. But see all things as an advantage, as a blessing. And it is a fact that everything is a blessing. Darkness is a blessing. In this world, darkness is a blessing, because without darkness, you cannot understand the value of light. It is darkness that makes you able to understand the value of light. So nothing in this world is disadvantage. Nothing in this world is evil. The world is full of goods, full of nice things, full of advantage. What is required is our own ability. If we are a positive thinker, then we can say light everywhere. And if you are negative thinker, then we will see everything as a dark. Negative thinking makes you blind, and positive thinking makes you able to see light everywhere in the world. So I can say that God created every human being for for sole purpose that he become a superachiever. God Almighty is merciful to all mankind. God Almighty is compassionate to every human being. He has created every man and woman for the sole purpose to evolve their potentials, to turn their potentials into actual, and live as a superachiever, and live as a successful person. So I can say that success is our right. In this world, success is our right. And everyone can achieve success. Even so-called disabled person, even so-called sufferers. And history proves, history shows, and history proves that it is a fact. There are ample examples in history that one who was a disabled person, he became a superachiever. So there is a saying in Bible that blame thyself. Don't blame others. Now, what it means? Blame thyself means discover your own potential. When you are unaware of your own potential, then you become protestant, complainant. Those people who are unaware of their own potentials, it is these people who blame others. So blame thyself means discover your own qualities. And when you will discover your own qualities, you cannot blame others. You will find that you are a blessed person. When you discover your own quality, you will feel that I am a superachiever. I am a blessed person. So I think that pessimism is against the law of nature. There is no room for pessimism in this nature. Not at all. According to the creation plan of God, pessimism is a baseless things. Nature knows only one thing, that is optimism. The natural plan is based on blessing, on optimism, and not on pessimism or negativity. So I think that there are two ways to see things. Seeing by right angle and seeing by wrong angle. So there's two ways of seeing things, right angle and wrong angle. When you see things by wrong angle, you become Protestant, you become pessimist. But when you see things by right angle, you become optimist. you find that everywhere there are blessings. The world is full of blessings. When you see things by right angle, you will find that the world is full of blessings, full of advantages, full of positive items. I know a person I know him personally. He was born as a disabled person. But he became, in that locality, he became a leader, very popular, because he was able to speak with full force. Although he was a disabled person, but he used his speaking power and became a leader in that locality. There are so other persons who were born as a disabled person, but after great effort, after struggle, they became a successful person. So basic things is that you have to see things by right angle and not wrong angle. This is the basic point. I have read many articles about this issue. These writers were negative. They were engaged in complaining. They were saying that God Almighty is not a just God. He is a just person. So why all these disparities? According to their thinking, disparity was an evil. But it is not correct thinking. It is disparity that creates challenge. Without disparity, there is no challenge. Disparity means challenging situation. And challenge creates competition. Challenge inculcates incentive. Challenge makes you Superman. So it is the method of nature. Through disparity, nature tries to make you Superman. So challenge is not an evil. So suffering is not an evil. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم أجمعين.